Hello everyone, welcome to Graphic Designers Workshop. Let us create a D using Roughen option in Illustrator. So let us start. So first, let us create a star. Let's put 20 points and then create a star. And once a star is created, we'll apply a gradient to the star. We'll apply a bluish gradient to the star. So we'll select dark blue and light blue color. So the dark blue color is going to be inside. We will select elliptical or radial gradient, and we will just click on this reverse gradient option, so that the dark blue color will be inside and the light color will be outside. Right. So the next thing we are supposed to do, we will turn off the stroke, and then we'll adjust the star. Just select the direct selection tool, and then we will change the shape of the star. So something like this. Just move these circles, and the star should look something like this. And then we will scale it a little bit. We'll take one more duplicate of this star. So we will use a keyboard shortcut Ctrl C, Ctrl F. So simply take one more duplicate of this star. Keep it exactly at the center. You can use Alt and Shift to center scale. So then for this inner star, we will use a different color. So we will use dark green inside and a light green outside. Dark green and light green. And make sure that the gradient is radial gradient. So once we have created the stars, the next thing we are supposed to do is we'll select both the stars by holding Shift. We'll go to Object, we'll go to Blend, and here we have Blend options. In Blend options, we will select Specified Steps, and we'll put the value 100 over here, and then we'll just click OK. And the next thing we are supposed to do is we'll again go to the Object and again go to the Blend, and we'll select the option Make. So the moment you select Make, so you can see this. So we have a blend of two stars. Okay. The next thing we are supposed to do is we'll simply go to Effect, and then we'll go to Distort and Transform, and then here we will select Pucker and Bloat. So here we have an option Pucker and Bloat. Select it. So in the Pucker and Bloat, we'll put a value -23 and simply click OK. So we can see some changes in the shape. So once you got till here, the next thing we are supposed to do is go to Effect, Distort and Transform, and this time we will select the option Roughen. So in Roughen, what we are supposed to do is we will select Absolute, and then we will make the detail 0, and then we will select the option Smooth, and we will increase the size value. So now we can see a flower type of effect over here. So we will increase the size to maximum. Right. And then simply click OK. So we got some interesting outcome here. So now what we will do is, so we will actually create a letter here. So how I will create a letter? See, I am not going to use a text tool or type tool here to create a letter. We will simply use a pen tool because we only want the path. So what I will do is simply turn off the fill, select a black color stroke, and then we will use a pen tool and create a letter D in this way, something like this, right? Then once you have created a D using a pen tool, so now we will get our star or the blended star. Then we'll select both these objects, the star as well as the D, and then we'll go to object, blend, and we will select the option replace spine. So we can see how it is looking. So we will try to adjust it properly. So what we'll do is we'll just right click on this and select isolate selected group, so that you can have control over individual star shapes. So I'm going to scale it down, so something like this, and then see we have actually got a shape here. And then the next thing I will do is, see, I'm going to create one point in this empty area. So I will select add anchor point tool and then simply create a point here, so that you can see the shape, just a shape here, right? So now we'll come back. See, just click on this back one level button, right? So see, just we got a D shape, so something like this. So the final thing we'll do is, see, if we want we can expand. So we can go to object and then select expand appearance, right? And then we'll also create one background. So we'll select a rectangle, just make sure that the rectangle covers the entire artboard, and then we'll apply a color to this rectangle. So we have to select the fill color option, right? And we will also select radial gradient for this. We'll adjust the radial gradient by using the annotator. The shortcut for annotator is G. So simply hit G and then adjust the gradient, and then we will turn off the stroke for this. We'll just move this rectangle behind the letter D, right click and simply select arrange and click on send to back, right? So the final thing we are going to do is we will give some drop shadow to this letter D. So how to give a drop shadow to the letter D is, simply go to effect, stylize and select drop shadow. So we got a simple drop shadow. We can actually put the opacity value to 40%, right, and simply click OK. So this is the final output. So the one last thing we'll do here is we'll export it. So how to export? We'll just go to file, select export, and we'll export it as a SVG. So export as, and then we'll just go to the desktop and we'll select the SVG format, save as type as SVG, and then we'll give some name to it. We'll just say letter D and then click on export. Just click OK. So now we have exported it, and let us check the final output here. So it is opening in Photoshop, but let's do something. Instead of opening it in Photoshop, we'll open it in another file actually. So we'll just simply right click and we'll select Google Chrome. Right. So this is our final output. So we have used a roughen option to get till here, and also we have used the blend option. I hope you like this tutorial. If you have anything to say, please comment, and if you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe, like, share, and see you again.